You may not know the name Herb Allen, but if you don't, you should. And you need to know that if you cast a vote for Ringwood Kids Matter or the Republican Council slate of Rubacky, Noonan, and Auteri, you are casting a vote for Herb Allen. Over the next 3 episodes, we are going to tell you why that is a disaster for Ringwood.
Let's continue our focus on the Ringwood 2025 election as we connect the Ringwood Kids Matter candidates for Ringwood Board of Education with Herb Allen. Mr. Allen is the write-in candidate campaigning for Lakeland Board of Education, who has posted some evil, hateful things that make anyone associated with him or in support of him absolutely unfit for leadership in any political office. As a refresher, here is a recap of some of his worst posts and views presented from his Facebook page.
Kick Islam out of America. 1980s girls. Not fat, not covered in tattoos, no phones. What happened? Boys have penises, girls have a vagina. You little transphobe bigot. Left has been boasting about replacement theory and the branding of America for years. Pharmaceutical companies can kill more people than gun companies. Wink emoji. Dems have gone to Gestapo tactics on a president of the US. Dems are starting the war. Stay armed, America.
We went into detail about these in a previous episode, so we invite you to listen if you haven't yet. The link to that discussion will be in the description of this episode. Now, as sexist, hateful, vile, and bullying as these messages are coming from Mr. Allen, it goes beyond him as he is directly connected to the Ringwood Kids Matter slate of candidates for the Ringwood Board of Education as well. Melissa Zapponi-Carney, who is currently on the school board, Michael Eccles, and Dr. Mike Benetatos.
Their campaign signs, social media posts, and engagement all show that they are unified in their quest to win the election. They are campaigning together, raising money together, and by including him on their campaign signs, imply their endorsement and support for him as a person and a candidate. By aligning themselves with Mr. Allen, there are only 3 possibilities. First, that these candidates agree with his statements. Second, that these candidates don't care about his statements. Or third, these candidates didn't do their due diligence and didn't know about his statements. Any of those 3 possibilities should be disqualifying for spots on the Board of Education.
When asked about whether or not they supported Mr. Allen's statements repeatedly on Facebook, the slate did not comment. When asked about it at a campaign event recently, they said that because it was personal information, they had no opinion and no comment on it. That is not a rebuke or a condemnation of his policies, but a tacit endorsement.
And speaking of a candidate's biases and beliefs, we have to look no further than last Tuesday, when there was a special town hall at Ryerson Middle School. It was about the effects of cyberbullying on one family whose son committed suicide because of it. It was powerful and moving and so important for us all as a community to know about so that we know how to prevent bullying in our schools and to recognize that it takes all of us to prevent tragedies like this from happening to our children.
Dr. Brentnell sent invitations to everyone in the district, including all current board members. But on the night of the town hall, the Ringwood Kids Matter campaign held a fundraiser. They prioritized making money for their campaign over showing support for anti-bullying and suicide prevention in our schools. We know that the Board of Ed was represented by board members Savastano, Struck, and Tamweber, but this seems like an event where the entire board, including Ms. Zapponi-Carney, should have been present.
You may not know by the way things happen in Ringwood, but boards of education are not meant to be politically affiliated bodies. In fact, in New Jersey, the elections are designed as nonpartisan, and party labels do not and cannot appear on the ballot. On that note, earlier in this campaign season, many of us in Ringwood received the following text message, providing endorsements of Herb Allen, the Ringwood Kids Matter BOE candidates, as we discussed here, and the Republicans running for the Ringwood Borough Council. This is clearly challenging the idea of a nonpartisan Board of Education election. But that is not the only way Mr. Allen is associated with the Ringwood Republicans. We'll talk more about that next time.